Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Flame Emperor episode number 559 based on novel. So let's start. Everyone, I'm sorry for you. At this moment, the Golden Dragon King only felt a violent colic in his chest, his knees suddenly bowed on the desolate ground, and bowed solemnly to the endless void in the Golden Giant Tower. These are all confidants who followed him from birth to death at the beginning, and they are already brothers and sisters. However, in the years when he disappeared, he was wiped out by the Silver Dragon King, which made the Golden Dragon King feel extremely guilty. Okay, stop talking nonsense, it's time to send you on your way. The Dragon Clan has me, eldest brother, you can go with confidence. The next moment, a dazzling light of energy flashed on the palm of the Silver Dragon King, and the power of the elements filled it made people feel embarrassed. Distraught, coupled with the limited strength, the pressure on the Golden Dragon King's body increased greatly, and a threat of death filled his side, but the latter's golden eyes flashed with an indescribable madness. Even if he dies, he will never let the Silver Dragon King harm the dragon family. The entire void of the world suddenly burst into dazzling golden ripples. Under the power of the ripples, even this void trembled slightly. Lord, Master, no. Just when the Silver Dragon King thought the victory was in his hands and the Golden Dragon King tried to break the net, an unprecedented roar erupted from the countless broken dragon skeletons above the Golden Giant Tower, and an earth-shattering voice had no power fluctuations for a long time. Surging out of the bones. Gulu, this is it. With the sound of this exclamation, the already boiling blood in the Golden Dragon King's body suddenly burst into a stunned look. I saw that in the void of the Golden Giant Tower, a huge golden mask suddenly gushed out, and immediately collected the scattered corpses and bones, moved rapidly, and shot towards the Golden Dragon King. Above the golden mask, it was full of endless dragon pressure, and it contained an indestructible and majestic power, which caused the Silver Dragon King's eyes to wrinkle slightly, and smelled a moving wave from it. That's a long-lost artifact among the dragon race, the 7th-ranked heavenly dragon shaker in the human world. Looking at those skeletons and broken bones, under the watchful eyes of several people, they were pieced together little by little under the shroud of light, and two slightly illusory figures were completely separated from the void of the Golden Giant Tower. Appeared in astonishment. Boom! A thunderous sound emerged, and then these shattered dragon skeletons were instantly spliced together to form two intact figures. The blood of the dragon on the two figures made the corners of the Silver Dragon King's eyes twitch violently. The two men, the Silver Dragon King, are no strangers, because their fall came from their own hands. The Dragon Clan Supreme, Long Hao. The commander of the Holy Dragon Armored Army, Long Yuan. But, they were not captured by themselves. In order to collect the power of the dragon ***** on the Golden Tower, were they completely destroyed? Why is it now resurrected from the dead? A wave of astonishment and doubts continued to fill the Silver Dragon King's mind. And behind the two of them, there was a pile of dim bones and bones that could not be spliced together. The fluctuations in them were actually several times more terrifying than the fluctuations on the two of them. Long Hao, Long Yuan. Looking at the two figures who suddenly came back to life from the Golden Tower, the Golden Dragon King had a feeling of old tears. Dragon Lord, you are finally back. But I can't afford this big gift. The two looked at each other and hurriedly helped the Golden Dragon King up, but there was some seriousness on their faces, as if there was something unspeakable. What on earth is it? After confirming the identities of the two, the Golden Dragon King also hurriedly asked. After all, the scene in front of him was really too shocking. The Silver Dragon King knew the existence of the two sacred objects in the Dragon Tomb from the ancient books of the Dragon Clan, and tried to convince us to join her subordinate to no avail, so he secretly arrested the three of us and used the dragon bodies of the three of us as a foreshadowing. Forcibly build the void passage in the Golden Tower and the top of the tower, and then use the power of our source to resist the erosion of the power of the Forbidden World, so as to crack one of the jade boxes, and attempt to collect the two sacred relics. However, when he received the will of the Dragon God, the Silver Dragon King was tortured by that power, and almost died of a backlash. His heart and body were all destroyed, and a trace of the Dragon God's will overflowed, all absorbed by this purple-haired girl. After the Silver Dragon King was injured, he fled far away. It's just that in order to protect the two of us, Long Qing has already died. This is the condensed corpse of his last body, named Origin Fantasy Dragon Bone. When the crisis came, it was Long Qing, with the power of the artifact and his own life, to protect me and other last source of power. Just now you tried to attack the Golden Giant Tower, the fluctuation completely awakened the power of the artifact, and we are also because of this. Reborn. At the end of the story, the two dragon powerhouses also felt a burst of guilt, and pushed a keel with a dim light from the pile of corpses, as well as a sacred mask with an ancient atmosphere, in front of the Golden Dragon King. The Golden Dragon King looked at these two items, and the anger in his heart could not be quelled for a long time. The power of the dragon god didn't make you fall. It's really fateful. It's just that I didn't expect that this dragon artifact would actually be in Longqing's hands. What a miscalculation. Seeing these two appear in front of him again, the Silver Dragon King was more or less surprised. In the years when the Golden Dragon King was away, the Silver Dragon King secretly eradicated the powerhouses of the Golden Dragon King faction, originally just to take the position of the Lord of the Dragon Clan, but since knowing the power of the Dragon God in the Dragon Tomb, this guy has a desire for the power of the Dragon God, almost to the point of insanity, secretly capture the strong men under the Golden Dragon King's command, forcibly use their dragon bodies to fill the void of the forbidden world of the Golden Tower, and help him obtain the power of the Dragon God. And the forbidden world of heaven and earth in the Golden Giant Tower is empty. From ancient times to the present, all those who are contaminated will be destroyed. It is a pity that the strength of the Silver Dragon King at that time was still at the level of the ninefold reincarnation, and he had not yet touched the threshold of the peak. Therefore, when he reached the top of the Golden Tower, when he received the will of the Dragon God in the Jade Box, the dragon's body was instantly evaporated by the power of its Dragon God's will. At that time, the purple-haired girl was also present, and the power in this girl suddenly attracted the will of the Dragon God. After some strange tossing, the overflowing will of the Dragon God was completely absorbed by her. Since then, the Silver Dragon King has also known that the things above this Golden Giant Tower are extraordinary, and I am afraid that only the strength reaches the peak of the 9 reincarnation rank to be qualified to touch, so after the Golden Dragon King returns to the Dragon Clan, he set up a conspiracy, step by step. Force the Golden Dragon King to enter here, and when the latter tries to collect the power of the Dragon God, completely obliterate the Golden Dragon King, gather the power of the Golden Dragon King, and let his power completely break through to the peak of the 9 reincarnation rank. At that time, at the price of sacrificing the lives of the descendants chosen by the Dragon Gods, he helped himself to collect and devour the things of the 2 Dragon Gods. At the pinnacle of the 9-layer reincarnation, with the 2 Dragon Gods, the self at that time was enough to truly impact the fighting god. After that, the whole world will crawl under its feet. Until then. Human World Center. Alien evil race. Both of them are just some jumping clowns who can't make any waves. Now that things are clear, then, it's time to settle the grievances between us. The Golden Dragon King looked solemn. After a while, he suppressed the endless anger in his body, spit out a mouthful of turbid air, and immediately stretched out his hand to hold the keel and the divine weapon in his hand, absorbing it little by little, and controlling 2 majestic powers. Killing intent surged in his eyes. Slowly staring at the Silver Dragon King beside him. This guy, the crime is extremely heinous, and he will surely die today. What a boring old guy. Feeling the blessing of the opponent's keel and the power of the artifact, the Golden Dragon King's current combat power is enough to barely fight him, but the Silver Dragon King smiled slightly at this, as if everything was under control. Although the appearance of these two people caused some twists and turns in his plan, these twists and turns cannot influence the outcome of this battle at all. This is an impossible battle to lose. This is the last battle. The Golden Dragon King looked at the Silver Dragon King in the distance and nodded slightly, knowing that the confrontation between the two was enough to shake the world. As soon as the voice fell, the golden eyes closed slightly, and at the moment when he closed his eyes, a golden ocean suddenly emerged from his body. Thousands of feet of golden ocean completely filled the entire space, and a terrifying destructive force that surpassed the sky and the earth permeated the entire ocean. However, even in such a magnificent scene, the golden tower on the side was not eroded at all. At the moment when the golden ocean was surging, the body of the Golden Dragon King turned into a domineering golden dragon entrenched in it. The dragon scales all over his body flickered, and a domineering aura that despised all living beings permeated. The coercion made Long Hao and both of them worship him. Go ahead, now, this is the only way. Looking at the formation of the Golden Dragon King, the two of Long Hao looked at each other, and immediately a vast force of reincarnation swept out of their bodies. At the moment when the two of them waved their power, their minds were surging, and they seemed to send a faint soul message to the Golden Dragon King, as if they were planning something. At the same time, with the power of Long Hao and the two of them, they actually echoed the power of the void in the Golden Giant Tower, as if they were mobilizing some ancient power in the Giant Tower. Elemental holy power, Swalong type. In the face of such a violent attack by the Golden Dragon King, the Silver Dragon King also shot mercilessly. A monstrous silver light suddenly exploded from his body, and the crisp dragon roar resounded, shaking the countless energy in the golden ocean. And above the golden ocean, there is a silver light platform only a few dozen meters in size looming. On the light platform, a delicate and small silver dragon is entrenched, and the dazzling silver brilliance contains some kind of terrifying power, causing the surrounding void to shatter slightly, and even the huge golden ocean is shocked by it. It boiled violently. I haven't seen you for so many years, and you are still so self-righteous. Feeling the Swallongtai above the ocean, which contains the power of endless elements, the Golden Dragon King also smiled slowly. He naturally knew that even if he had obtained the blessing of the divine weapon and keel now, he would definitely not be a well-prepared opponent of the Silver Dragon King. After all, this keel is not suitable for him, and the effect of the artifact is to nurture and protect life, and the combat power is not worth mentioning. His purpose was not to fight the Silver Dragon King at all, but to attract the latter's attention and buy time for the two of Long Hao. Everyone only knows that the dragon gave birth to 9 sons, each of which is different, but no one knows that when the dragon fell, it turned into 9 dragon eggs, and after hatching, the 9 dragon kings with illustrious reputation were formed. In the body of the 9 people, each person has a very weak power of the dragon god. Only when the strength reaches the peak of the 9 reincarnation rank and the power of the dragon god in the body of the 9 dragon kings can they perfectly absorb the 2 giants above the golden tower. Holy artifact, impact the fighting god. The main reason why he followed the Silver Dragon King's strategy was the voice transmission of the souls of the 2 of them just now. They have even crazier moves. Soon, this world will obey me. At that time, your 8 dragon kings will be obliterated by me, and your body and spirit will be destroyed. But because of the idiot of the dragon god, the 9 dragon kings will not disappear after death, but will only turn into dragon eggs, waiting for another life to hatch and rebirth. It's just that at that time, you will become the new Golden Dragon King, and your current memory, strength, and everything will disappear completely. It's a pity, it's a pity. In the smile of the Silver Dragon King, he gradually became crazy and ferocious, but he did not notice the actions of Long Hao and the 2 of them. In his eyes, the biggest threat right now is the Golden Dragon King. Pity. How can the decision of the Dragon Lord be as you wish? With our power, call the dragon. Immediately, the 2 of Long Hao roared, and they condensed an ancient palm full of noisy power out of thin air. Just after the sound fell, there were countless ancient dragon patterns surrounding the giant energy hand, directly ignoring the strange power of the golden giant tower void. Suddenly broke through the void, and grabbed one of the 2 jade boxes above the sky. Looking for death. In an instant, the Silver Dragon King looked shocked. Looking at the joint attack of Long Hao and the 2, he was able to ignore the law of the Forbidden World in the Golden Tower. He immediately became angry, and ignored the Golden Dragon King. Fight away. Bang. The 2 jade boxes that were originally secured at the top of the Golden Giant Tower were slowly shaken by the latter at this time, and they would fall down at any time. Dragon Lord, go on. Immediately, Long Hao's faces turned red, as if they had used up their entire life strength, and they turned one of the 2 jade boxes gently. One of them, under the shaking of the strength of the 2, slowly fell from the sky. It seemed like a simple fall, but along the way, it carried a wave of awe-inspiring waves that surpassed the heavens and the earth, causing an uproar at this time. Give me something. The Silver Dragon King roared angrily, and his palm took the lead to pat the Golden Dragon King's body in the ocean, trying to hinder the latter's actions. The terrifying Suolong platform slowly descended, which greatly increased the pressure on the Golden Dragon King. And its body rose directly into the air, shuttled in the void, and reached out to try to the jade box. The silver dragon sword, wrapping around the strange lock dragon platform and suppressing it against the Golden Dragon King's phantom dragon body. The suppression power it carried was unheard of before the Golden Dragon King. Boom! Swallongtai collided with the Golden Ocean, and a huge sound was transmitted in every void here. However, let the Silver Dragon King's terrifying attack that is enough to restrain the 9 reincarnation rank is so powerful, when it falls and the golden ocean of the pressure collapses and shatters, a bright beam of light surrounded by a golden mask and a keel instantly resists the latter's attack. Huge repressive force. That is the power of artifact and keel. At the same time, a golden streamer burst out from the ocean again, and flashed away at the position of the jade box as if ready to go. Ha ha ha! The jade box of Tianshu Keel belongs to this king. It's all over. As the Silver Dragon King's body got closer to the position of the jade box, the latter twisted his palm first, and the void around the jade box collapsed instantly, and the majestic elemental force shrouded it in midair, unable to move. The void shrouded by the power of the rich elements is full of endless dangers, and I am afraid that even some 9-layer reincarnation-level powerhouses would not dare to touch it easily. For a while, a frantic smile appeared on the Silver Dragon King's face little by little. The current scene is his ultimate goal. Unfortunately, when the Silver Dragon King looked so crazy, a golden light and shadow flashed past him, and the void shrouded by the power of the elements was suddenly crushed by a golden palm, which contained the dragon god. The jade box of the thing is also held in his hand. Tear. The palm of the hand was filled with dazzling golden liquid, and he suddenly stretched out his hand to hold the void shrouded in elements. At the moment of contact, the skin and bones of the palm began to melt at the same time, and the flesh and blood began to fall off. The scene was once appalling. Even with the current strength of the Golden Dragon King, it is actually unable to resist the melting of such elemental power, and the originally wide palm is melting at a speed visible to the naked eye. When he held the jade box, the countless powers in the Golden Dragon King's body, even the soul, deep in the blood, could not help but feel a trembling touch, and on the palm of his hand, there was also a strong burning sensation, as if he was holding an evil object that could plunge him into a doom. But let the two forces of Jade Box and Elemental Force torture the Golden Dragon King, but there is no trace of letting go on the latter's hideous face. This is the last hope of the dragon family. Golden Dragon King, give it back to me, or I will have the entire dragon clan buried with you. Seeing such a desperate move of the Golden Dragon King, the Silver Dragon King narrowed his eyes slightly and roared in anger. Even under that anger, a long-lost uneasiness emerged little by little from the silver eyes. If this thing is obtained by the Golden Dragon King, with his talent and strength, he will have no chance of winning. The Silver Dragon King has experienced the terrifying power of the power beyond the Jade Box. Back then, his own 9-fold reincarnation-level dragon body and power were easily destroyed within a quarter of an hour, and he had to rely on the power of elements as a last resort. The element steals the power of the purple-haired girl around him and turns it into the latter's general appearance. As for the dragon body, fortunately, there is the existence of the keel, and it takes time to rebuild it. Now that the Golden Dragon King is so dead that he will not let go, he is clearly holding on to his determination to break the net. Looking at the rich elemental aura around the Silver Dragon King, the Golden Dragon King moved rapidly while holding the jade box, and a touch of unprecedented madness continued to rise in his golden eyes. If he delays like this, before the Silver Dragon King can take action, he will completely fall under the mysterious power of the jade box. During the movement, the jade box was forcibly swallowed by the Golden Dragon King. At the same time, an ancient and majestic aura that surpassed the heavens and the earth radiated little by little from the Golden Dragon King's body. It was an emerald-colored halo, and the halo appeared, and even the eyelids of the Silver Dragon King shook violently, and a brief dizziness suddenly struck in his mind. You immortal! The power of the Silver Dragon King, the elements are stripped. In the next moment, the sharp voice of the Silver Dragon King swept out, and the colorful energy directly shrouded the Golden Dragon King's body. An elemental aura that could tear the Golden Dragon King at any time made the Golden Dragon King's breathing become dignified. Then see, is your element stripping faster, or whether this king absorbs the dragon god's bone faster. If I win, your fate will be doomed forever. As soon as the voice fell, the figure of the Golden Dragon King was bathed in the dazzling golden light and turned into a giant golden cocoon, which was even surrounded by emerald light, standing in the air out of thin air, and began to absorb the jade box. Tianshu Keel in. However, in the golden giant cocoon, the confrontation between golden energy and emerald energy is constantly flashing. Obviously, it is not easy to absorb such dragon gods. Until this moment, the Silver Dragon King roared like crazy. She did not expect the Golden Dragon King to be so cunning. Looking at the indestructible golden cocoon, endless anger swept out. The scene that I had carefully planned, in the end, actually made a wedding dress for others. Yanga, kill them for me. After becoming angry, the ruthlessness in the eyes of the Silver Dragon King was like a murderous demon who did not blink, looking at the two Long Hao who were sitting on the ground weakly in the distance. If it wasn't for the resurgent two people intervening sideways, how could their perfect plan have such a change? A man was born in heaven and earth, why should he be afraid of death? When the Dragon Lord leaves, you will surely die. Facing the ruthless killing intent gushing out from the Silver Dragon King, Long Hao and the two smiled casually, as if their lives had come to an end. There was no fear in their eyes, instead they were filled with a rare relief. When they followed the Golden Dragon King to fight against the evil races outside the territory, even in the face of those who were countless times stronger than the Silver Dragon King, they did not have any fear of retreating. No. You guys, how on earth are you ignoring the laws of the forbidden world in the Golden Tower? Say it, and it will be born. Immediately, the angered Silver Dragon King calmed down slightly, and immediately focused his attention on the two lifeless and fluctuating shadows. Since they were able to come back from the dead, and they were able to shake one of the two jade boxes just now, I am afraid they have already mastered the secrets in the Golden Tower. It is too simple for me to obliterate the two of them, but the forbidden world of heaven and earth in the Golden Tower is really tricky. Now that the Golden Dragon King has begun to absorb the Tianshu Keel, if he is unable to obtain the will of the Dragon God in another jade box, the next battle may be more fortunate and less fortunate. If you want to kill, kill, where is so much nonsense? Long Hao and the two were by no means greedy for life and fear of death, directly ignoring the threat of the Silver Dragon King and begging for death. Elemental power, steel memory. Damn, how could there not be? For a time, even if the Silver Dragon King forcibly checked the memories of the two with the power of Tongxian, there was no record of the forbidden world of heaven and earth. These two people were obviously prepared for a long time. Ha ha ha, Silver Dragon King, just wait for your doom. Even if the Silver Dragon King tried his best, but there was no way. Long Hao and the two suddenly burst into laughter. Yanga, can you take that thing down? After tossing for a few times to no avail, the madness and pride in the eyes of the Silver Dragon King slowly disappeared. He raised his brows, looked at the purple-haired girl beside him in a daze, and asked softly, "Do not know." The purple-haired girl shook her head slightly. Apparently there was no better way to deal with the power in the Golden Tower. At this moment, the uneasiness in the Silver Dragon King's heart also gradually increased. If there is no solution, I am afraid that we can only build a passage with the dragon bodies of Long Hao and the power of the source again, and climb to the top of the tower again, but in this case we'll inevitably repeat the same mistakes. However, I can try. Seeing the anxious expression of the Silver Dragon King, the purple-haired girl gritted her teeth and said, "Then leave it to Yanga." Hearing the words, the Silver Dragon King couldn't help laughing overjoyedly. At first, the purple-haired girl was just a dragon girl that she learned from Zhu Kuan, and she personally took action to arrest her, hoping to train her as her next dragon body and help her to unify the dragon family. But not long ago, he stepped into this place rashly, and was almost destroyed by a trace of the dragon god's will. That is, at that time, the ancient dragon bloodline in the purple-haired girl's body mutated, and it was directly swallowing the trace of the dragon god's will. After that, the Silver Dragon King changed his understanding of the latter. But what can't be changed is that she will still be the best helper to help herself collect the power of the dragon god. Her existence is only to achieve herself. The long purple hair behind the purple-haired girl slowly fluttered, and immediately a purple halo filled her body. In the past, the void of the forbidden world of heaven and earth, which was enough to smash and obliterate all living beings, has become quiet at this time, and no attacks have occurred. It feels like the will of the dragon ***** on the purple-haired girl resisted all threats and let the latter was like walking on the ground, and there were even bursts of calls in the void. Humph, fortunately I stayed behind. Looking at the purple-haired girl's posture, the Silver Dragon King also smiled and said, "Take it off for me, I don't believe it. With the supreme power of the Lord, I can't break this golden giant cocoon. As long as it can hinder your devouring steps, this civil strife, victory still belongs to me." While the Silver Dragon King turned his hands and covered the rain, he kept attacking the golden giant cocoon. Those attacks that shook the sky and the earth let go together, and the entire golden giant cocoon was shaken, as if it would shatter at any time. With the help of some faint crack marks, the Golden Dragon King can be vaguely seen, and it seems to be in a state of dying. It doesn't look like it is swallowing the keel at all, but it is more like being eaten by the keel. Ha ha ha. Big brother, isn't the power of the dragon god's bone something you can swallow today? The dragon body is destroyed, the keel that fits you no longer exists, and even the strength is only at the ninefold reincarnation level. It seems that this time, even God is on my side. Looking at this scene, the smile of the Silver Dragon King became more and more hideous. Peel me off. In an instant, a silver beam of light gushed out of the Silver Dragon King's chest out of thin air, and was immediately constructed outside the Golden Dragon King's cocoon. An extremely pure force slowly followed the silver beam of light and slipped out of the golden cocoon, poured into the Silver Dragon King. This guy can actually separate the protection of the golden giant cocoon and absorb the power of the Golden Dragon King. At this moment, the smiles on Long Hao's faces instantly solidified. The fire of your life may not be able to support the Golden Dragon King. But don't worry, I can't bear to easily obliterate you. After all, you are trying your best to destroy this king's good deeds. I will make you unable to survive or die. A scream resounded in this world. It was at this moment that the temperature in this void became dry and hot little by little, as if there was a scorching sacred aura, penetrating the shackles of the void, and rushing towards here. Uncle Shi. Unfilial disciple, it's too late. When the three figures of Xiao Yang appeared in this space, Xiao Yang roared heavily at the position of the giant cocoon of the Golden Dragon King, who had already been attacked by the Silver Dragon King and was in a state of suspended animation. When I saw the Golden Dragon King again after decades, this supreme being who used to be so kind to him is now on the verge of death. Countless powers are absorbed by the silver beam of light, and his life is in danger at any time. After Xiao Yang and the three entered the dragon god Stele, it took a lot of time to break the illusion, so the delay was very long. Xiao Yang's pupils were suddenly occupied by endless anger, and the anger was already erupting like an uncontrollable volcano. Xiao Yang. Don't be reckless, this Silver Dragon King is very strong. Unstoppably powerful. At this time, Kaylin did not let go of Xiao Yang's palm, and even when she felt the endless anger rising suddenly in the latter's chest, she suddenly grabbed Xiao Yang's trembling body with extreme anger, trying to stop the latter's anger. Crazy move. Although Xiao Yang is talented and powerful, there is still an irreparable gap when facing a strong man like the Silver Dragon King who has been standing at the peak of the world for countless years. The Golden Dragon King is my uncle. Now he is in a state of dying. If I don't show up, I am afraid that all the people of the Golden Dragon King faction will be buried here. This battle cannot be avoided. In Xiao Yang's eyes, anger continued to rise. We know, but if you pass by like this, at best, it's no different from dying. The two women looked at each other, and naturally knew the seriousness of the current situation, and it was urgent. She must die. Xiao Yang tried his best to make himself look normal, but even staring at the Silver Dragon King from a distance, the faint aura around him made Xiao Yang tremble, even all the power in his body. At this time all became quiet and solidified. As if standing in front of him was not a girl, but an indescribable giant. The strength of the two is not at the same level at all, not at all in the same world. It was like an ant that lived at the bottom of a well all the year round, suddenly left the bottom of the well and came to the endless ground. The gap between the two was so huge that it completely overturned Xiao Yang's cognition. You still don't know his temper. Get ready. Seeing Kaylin's serious expression for the first time, Yunyun smiled sweetly. However, before Kaylin could make a sound, Yunyun instantly aroused the blood essence in her body, casting a huge reincarnation force on the imprint of the flower god between her eyebrows. After that, the imprint of the flower god, which has been dim and dull, is not known to be shocked by the power of the dragon ***** on the golden tower in the distance, or the call of Yunyun's blood essence. The enchanting phantoms scattered out from the imprint of the flower god, and then hid behind him. The figure is very illusory and hazy, like a phantom, but the shadows of countless flowers and stamens around him make Yunyun clearly feel. This is the true form of the flower god. It's just that Yunyun doesn't know whether the imprint of the flower **** is drawn by the so-called power of the dragon *** or other forces. At this time, the imprint of the flower *** at the center of the eyebrow is actually providing it with the power of endless reincarnation. That kind of power, can it be? It's like a normal cycle. However, although this power is ancient and powerful, it is not like the so-called god's residence. Compared with the Silver Dragon King, her power is almost the same. Compared with the god's residence, it seems to lack some of the aura and power of the god's residence. 10-colored swallowing python. Facing such a magnificent scene, Kaylin also looked at the 10-color snake spirit in his arms, and then the 10-color snake spirit blinked quickly, and then lay obediently on Kaylin's palm, reluctant to part. Little guy, I need your strength. Kaylin put her beautiful face close to the 10-colored snake spirit and whispered. The 10-colored snake spirit seemed to know what Kaylin meant, turned to look at the Silver Dragon King in the distance, and looked at Xiao Yang, as if instinctively aware of a huge threat. Twisting the exquisite snake body a little bit into the soul of the color scales, and began the real fusion of 10 colors. Immediately, a giant python of heaven and earth surrounded by 10-colored luster was quietly crawling behind Kaylin, staring at the Silver Dragon King in the distance. The phantom of the flower god, the 10-colored swallowing python, and Xiao Yang of the Endless Flame Alliance, it's a big battle. Looking at the opponent's formation, the Silver Dragon King moved his attention away from the Golden Dragon King, but a sneer appeared in the gloomy face. Silver Dragon King, I want you to pay your debts with blood. It was too late to take care of the golden giant tower beside him and Long Hao, who were tortured by the Silver Dragon King. Xiao Yang's pupils instantly became scarlet, and his mind was already filled with endless anger. Quasi-magic, the ***** of fire shines in the world. Almost without any hesitation, the holy flame around Xiao Yang instantly ignited, and in an instant he turned into a flaming giant like a sky-high flame, directly taking huge steps of destruction, swooping away at the Silver Dragon King. Elemental power, peel off. In the face of Xiao Yang's furious attack, the Silver Dragon King didn't do much. He just raised his finger and pointed slightly towards Xiao Yang's direction. A dazzling silver brilliance flickered from the fingertips, and in the rich elemental brilliance, a silver dragon roaring surrounded by colorful power could be vaguely seen. The dazzling silver brilliance instantly collided with the flame giant behind Xiao Yang. As soon as they touched it, they could clearly find that the dazzling silver brilliance still had the upper hand in their attacks. At the moment of the impact, the countless flames on Xiao Yang's body were slowly extinguished like candle flames. The huge flame giant also collapsed completely in a few breaths. Like a hungry beast, it kept biting, eroding Xiao Yang's body, flesh and blood. The strength of the half-step 9-layer reincarnation level, the blessing of the 9-color holy flame, and the quasi-god level fighting skills given to him by the elders as an attack, the devastating blow under the blessing of the three forces, in the eyes of the Silver Dragon King, it is as unbearable as the power of ants. One strike. Today's Xiao Yang doesn't seem to have any power to fight back when facing the Silver Dragon King. Attempting to use half a step of the 9 reincarnation rank to fight against a powerhouse who has stepped into the peak of the 9 reincarnation rank with half a foot, I am afraid that the entire Great Thousand World, only there is Xiao Yang alone. For a time, the battle between the two slowly became silent, and both Xiao Yang and the Silver Dragon King seemed to be preparing some kind of real trump card. Tear. When Xiao Yang was moving like this, Kaelin and Yunyun took the lead in breaking through the mottled elemental power deployed by the Silver Dragon King and rescued Long Hao and the two. The strength of these two people is around the rank of 9 reincarnation, which is the necessary strength for this battle, and this is also the idea that Xiao Yang secretly passed on to the two women. It's work. Long Hao and the two looked at the amazing fluctuations on Kaelin and Yunyun, and they were slightly surprised, but their eyes were extraordinarily serious. In order to forcibly shake one of the two jade boxes, the two of them had completely used up all the power in their bodies. Although they were rescued by the two women from the torture of the Silver Dragon King, but, facing the battle between Xiao Yang and the Silver Dragon King, also helpless. The extremely dry power of reincarnation in the body makes them at this time empty of strength and other ranks, but there is no power at all. After rescuing the two strong men, Kaelin also found that the extremely dry reincarnation power in the two people could not be restored with medicine pills and other substances, and immediately shook her head helplessly. In this battle, it seems that they can only rely on themselves. That's Ziyang. But when the pressure in Kaelin's heart increased greatly, and when she was about to reinforce Xiao Yang, Yunyun, who was beside her, slowly raised her head, looked at the purple-haired girl who was stepping into the endless void step by step, and said in shock, "Ziyang. This girl, what's going on?" When Kaelin heard the words, she hurriedly looked up. The latter had a very deep memory of Ziyang because of Dochi Continent's Canaan Academy and other matters. Today's Ziyang, the whole body has become more and more exquisite and small, quite a girl's appearance, but the mind is blurred, as if controlled by some ancient power. Even behind the latter's head, there is a faint silver crystal. The layers are looming. As for the current situation of the latter's body, I am afraid it is caused by the so-called will of the dragon god. This girl should be controlled by the Silver Dragon King, but there is not much threat. Let us contain it. The Silver Dragon King still has to ask you. You don't have to die, you just need to delay as long as possible. After a short while, Long Hao's eyes kept wandering back and forth over Xiao Yang and the broken golden cocoon. With the appearance of Xiao Yang, the power of the Silver Dragon King to peel off the golden giant cocoon has become very weak. Moreover, Long Hao seems to be a little surprised. The power of the Golden Dragon King that the Silver Dragon King has just absorbed was deliberately left by the Golden Dragon King, and the purpose is probably to let him relax his vigilance. Okay. After the two women finished speaking, their bodies took off and returned directly to Xiao Yang's side. In the distance, on the Silver Dragon King's exquisite body, pieces of silver dragon scales fell off, completely evolving all the space here into a scene of silver tide. The Golden Ocean and the Swallongtai cast by the Golden Dragon King have already been completely wiped out, and the divine artifact is also lying quietly on the ground. A little burns. Wind, thunder, fire, water. Elements include all things, The moist air and unrecognizable element fluctuations seem to be weakening Xiao Yang's power in disguise. A rare burst of holy flame erupted in the body, and even the other 3 bucket cores trembled. Under the hands of the Lord of the Elements, the Silver Dragon King, almost all elemental attribute attacks are like a breeze, unable to cause any damage to them. Simply relying on the 4 attributes and the power of the holy flame cannot shake the Silver Dragon King. However, this does not mean that Xiao Yang does not have the strength to match the Silver Dragon King. The last time he used the power of the devil, Xiao Yang's control and perception of the power of the devil has been improved to a higher level. Now, facing a more powerful opponent, the blood of the devil suppressed by Xiao Yang in the depths of his body emerged unsuppressed. Demon, Fang is the biggest threat to some powers. At least, in Xiao Yang's cognition, the power of the devil will never give up if he has not yet touched the powerhouse in the category of God. It came just fine. It just so happens that this king is still troubled by the fact that after ruling the dragon family, he has no elite teachers. Today, the 3 of you will be obliterated here, and immediately use your soul to refine the dragon puppet of the king. The body of the Silver Dragon King rose slowly, and there were countless deep silver vortices emerging all over his body. Each silver vortex contained a destructive power that was enough to penetrate the heavens and the earth. In addition to this void that is already filled with countless elemental fluctuations, the entire world is controlled by the Silver Dragon King, at least. With the current 3 people, no one can resist this aura of destruction. Demon. Facing such an infinite threat of death, Xiao Yang had a gloomy face. The flames and other powers on his body slowly faded away, and a dark green shadow of evil spirit hid behind him and surrounded him. On the dark green shadow of evil, there is a witty black robe that is nearly 1,000 meters long. Under the black robe, there is an almost illusory and twisted white bone, forming a huge human-shaped frame. The robe waved, seems to have some kind of demonic shadow that surpasses the power of the Gold and Silver Dragon King, but it is fleeting. For a time, the devil's robe appeared on Xiao Yang's body again, and the endless devil's breath surrounded Xiao Yang, making Xiao Yang not afraid of any threat. 10-colored swallowing python. Cai Lin nodded silently, then snorted coldly, and the giant pythons behind him surged together. The huge and slender body twisted slightly, and there were traces of colorful marks left along the way, all of which contained deadly venom. Husband and wife are of one mind. Feeling the coldness on Kaylin's face, as well as the endless anger in the mind of the demon Xiao Yang, Yun slowly stretched out her palm and stood in the air, her miserable smile filled with a wave of death as if she were at home. Kill. The voice without a trace of emotional fluctuations came out of the mouth of the demon Xiao Yang, and immediately 3 magnificent shadows burst out as if covering the sky and slaughtered the Silver Dragon King. This video will end here.